what you're asking.
I'm just like you said. I can bring them up on there.
Okay.
I'll be listed in that section.
Yes, some are, even,
There's one, we've already done.
Cindy could.
You can say that in there.
I wouldn't let them ride on.
Who forgot that's interested in tax administrator position?
He wanted to know who we had interested in tax administration. I said,
She's another and says that she loves her job, so we're gonna keep her.
I've got to give her a hard time.
Now, she gets nervous, don't give her a hard time.
Thank you, Miss Martha.
I'll make up for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it, I need it. I'm getting bullied.
oh,
Well, you all right?
Let's.
Okay. Somebody let me see.
They're on the floor.
I just texted him. He wanted to know what time.
Let's see how mine does. Let's see if we hit this right here. See it? Hit my, do nothing. I don't know, it's like that.
You'll be a little late, Miss Martha. Robert's on his way.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get started.
Okay. You ready, Cindy?
Fine.
I know Michelle's always ready. We will bring our February the 6th, 2023. Can you believe it? To order. Got a few things to take care of today, but first of all, we want to thank everybody for coming. Miss Jeannie, it's good to see you with us, and I know we got Eagle's Nest, but can't think of your name, but we're glad to have everybody with us. And back there's our sheriff. He must be better. He's staying away from everybody. He's had the COVID. But we're glad he's back, and we want to thank everyone for coming, and we'll try to get on with our meeting then. Dennis Aldridge is in Raleigh doing a school of government for leadership.
It's a leadership class. At the
Yes,
School of Government.
he'll be there all week, and that's what it is with our jobs, is to do things to better ourselves. And we're glad he was willing to go. And then Robert's on his way.
Robert's on his way.
And, but we'll go ahead and do the first little part, and then maybe Robert will be here. Tim, would you lead us in
I will.
prayer, please?
Lord, thank you for this day and all your many blessings. Lord, just thank you for the opportunity to come out and conduct county business, Lord. Just give us the insight and wisdom to do what is best for all the citizens of Avery County. Be with those that are sick, Lord. There's so many hurting and
Yes.
lost, Lord. I just pray you be with each and every one of them. We ask all these favors in Christ's loving name. Amen.
Amen. And let's all stand, and we'll ask Mr. Woody if he will lead us in our pledge.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We should be so thankful that we can do a pledge to our flag. I love them, I've got two of them in my yard, and I love to see them just blow, and we ought to be so thankful that we live where we live. All right, we'll go to 3.2A. Do we have any proclamations or awards?
We do not, Madam Chairman.
We've got to start finding some, don't we? All right. And before we asked if there's anyone here to speak in public comment, I'm gonna start reading this little thing right here so we won't have any confusion in our meetings. And we're gonna start, we used to do it every time, and then we got kind of slack, we thought everybody knew, but we've had a little problem with having to tell that they only have 3 minutes and they take 18. So we're fixing to make this thing stand, so the time limit for any comment to the board is 3 minutes. Now, Mike, you heard that, didn't you?
Man said I could use his 3.
Okay. Board members are not expected to comment or take any actions on any matters during public comment. We just have to bite our teeth sometimes. Any individual speaking during public comment shall address the entire board. Any person who willfully interrupts, disrupts, or the session will be asked to leave the meeting. That's what we've got here today. If you would like to speak to agenda item, you must sign up on the sheet with the clerk. Time limit to speak to an agenda item is also 3 minutes. And please silence all cell phones or electronic devices. Now watch when ours ring.
Check and see.
We better, I think I turned mine off, but I'll just see after a while if it rings. But those rules are not too hard. It's easy to go by, and we usually give you a little extra time if you need it, but we've got to start keeping our meetings orderly. Cindy said I could do that, but we'll see. All right.
Dr. Boyd is wanting to speak in public comments.
Well, I just laid the law down, Dr. Boyd, come right on.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to take a moment. And this is based, Philip, on the conversation we had the other day. We set a date for a planetarium event for April 27th. It's a Thursday night. And we're inviting all 3 county commissions with their spouse, manager, clerk. And we're going to do a 6 o'clock dinner. We'll have a dinner there, and then and then we'll go into a laser light show. And then at the end of that, if the weather is good, we'll open up the observatory for those who want to stay. And if it's not good, or people would rather do a planetarium show, we can do a planetarium show at that point. But I think it's good to get everybody out there to see it.
Yes, it is. We've had it said a couple of times, and then
27th.
when
7
we,
o'clock.
Well, the planetarium show will start about 7:30. So the meal will be 6
6
o'clock.
o'clock for the meal.
6, okay.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. We'll provide a nice dinner.
And I hate to say, but I'm on the Malin's board and I've not got there yet.
Well, we had a conversation the other day about that. Philip thought it'd be a good idea. No, not about you. Not about you not being there, but about doing something out there. And this would be a nice time because it'd be all the commissioners there and it'd be a nice time to catch up with people.
But now I did show up for the meeting this
You were
month,
there.
didn't?
Yes.
I've been doing Zoom because I've had so many meetings I
Yeah.
couldn't.
And we appreciate you on the board. You're
And-
valuable for us. But anyway, so that'd be the 27th of April. So that'd be a nice night. It'd be not a work night, just a fun night.
And the other day I was running late, and I'll be honest with you, Mike, if you'd have been behind me. I drove from Curtis Creek to Malin in about 25 minutes. So that shows you that Avalon will run. We was teasing about that now, I'll have to paint it a different color. All righty, we'll move right along to 3.2, C, board appointments. And this is a great appointment for all of the commissioners and all to have a worker that has worked with us for how many years?
Almost 23.
23 years, and she has been promoted, and we're gonna let Philip talk about it, and I'm so proud of her.
So before you is a resolution to be considered for today, and I will read just a portion of it. Whereas the Avery County Board of Commissioners desires for the tax collector and tax administrator to serve in the consolidated office of tax administrator, and whereas the board previously appointed Bruce Daniels as tax administrator with such term to expire the 1st of July 2023, and whereas the board desires to appoint Andrea Turbyfield to serve as tax administrator for the consolidated offices of tax collector and tax assessor for the period of the unexpired term, such being the 1st of July 2023. Now therefore it be resolved that the Avery County Board of Commissioners, meeting in its regular session on the 6th day of February 2023, appoints Andrea Turbyfield as tax administrator for the consolidated position of tax collector and tax assessor. This motion to be adopted by resolution was made by and seconded by.
Do I hear a motion to adopt this resolution?
It is my honor and privilege
Yeah.
to adopt this resolution.
And I'll second that.
Well, I guess I'll say, all in favor, let's stand up and show Andrea how much we're gonna appreciate her. And if we got the camera here, we can make it, cause she gets her picture in the paper. And everybody will know who she is. And we're glad to have Robert with us.
Yeah, I didn't know we were doing these.
Andrea, come up and you can be up here with us commissioners, or you can, or we'll come down or something, but everybody needs to know where money's going and who to give it to. Come on. Come on, Philip, and,
What?
yeah, we're gonna let her be up front, but we'll
Well,
stand
as long
behind.
as somebody gets in front of me.
I'll let her show you.
You gonna stand behind us?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand behind you.
Okay.
I want Willie's not behind.
Oh,
I think I can see everybody. Perfect.
now, we'll see your picture in the
Thank you.
I think it's so great when you work with people and you can promote them, because they've worked hard enough for you so they can go up the ladder, and we're so proud of our employees.
Thank you.
All right. 3.3A, subdivision approval, West Ridge at Eagles Nest, lot 36 and 53 to 72.
Madam Chair, members of the board, nice to see everybody again. Yeah, so we have, tonight, final plat approval, lots 36 and 53 through 72 for West Ridge. We did receive, approval last week from planning board for this particular, plat, and, no conditions as far as that approval. So this plat is what they saw. We originally had the prelim approval, I think back in April of last year, and then one or two final plats in a couple phases since then. This should close this out as far as the final plat approval. And happy to answer any questions. One point of, or at least one comment, I know sometimes it is asked, and I don't see anything here on the vicinity map this time, but water points for this, West Ridge off of McGuire, which is off of Beach Mountain Road and through the backside of Eagles Nest. We have couple different water points within a couple miles from here, one on Talon Drive, and then the other one at Old Beach Mountain Road off the back gate of Eagles Nest. So just a point of clarification there as well. So happy to answer any questions you might have.
Do we have any questions from the commissioners? And like he said, the planning board has okayed it. And if we don't have any questions,
Move we approve.
all right, we have a motion on the floor to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All right,
Thank you.
you want me to sign it so you
Get
don't
your
have to
signature.
come back? With all of them.
That's it, just that one thing.
All right,
Thank you, Mayor.
we thank you for coming.
Thank you, have a good evening.
All right, 3.3B, tax administrator report, and I think you all know who Andre is. Now,
The appointed tax administrator.
yeah,
Hello again. Please approve our total collections for this month. $2,567,493.15.
Move to approve.
Second.
all in favor say aye. Aye.
And then I have releases for the month of $1,856.59. A little better than last month.
Can you live with that, Woody?
That's if I lived last month, so I'm gonna do it.
Plan another cruise next time.
All right, Woody made the motion to approve, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this is another one that you're not really used to seeing, but it's refunds of $1,686.23. And there's reasons out to the side, but a couple of them are because of a double or single wide being double billed, which that can happen very easily because they're kind of a moving target for us. And then one of them was a late fee that was charged, and we have 3 different dates on when that particular piece of paper was submitted to our office. So we just didn't feel like it was right to charge the late fee because we can't prove exactly when that came in. And then the other one is just a piece of property that should have been combined last year that was not combined for this year.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the releases for $1,856.59?
So that's the refunds, correct? Okay.
No,
The refunds.
No, that's a,
right.
The refunds are,
Yes, the refunds. We've already done the release.
the refunds are
The
$1,686.
refunds are $1,686.23.
Okay.
Sorry.
yeah.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Then I included in your packet just our usual sales. We had 61 sales this January as opposed to 72 last year. I did include a couple sales that showed a sale that was less than the tax value, but still you can tell by looking at our sales ratio at 66% that we're still selling properties for more than what the tax office has them on for right now. I do see it trending down, but it still has not drastically dropped yet. And then the last thing I have are the applications for appointment, just for you to all take a look at. I have Aaron Thiel, Dee Dee Traeger, Pat Dale, Dave Smith, and Nancy Owen for you all to consider to be on our Board of Equalization and Review.
Has most of these been on the board? Some of them have, I know.
Three of them, Aaron, Dee Dee, and Pat, all three
Yeah.
have been on the board. Dave and Nancy are new.
Okay,
And these are just for review.
Yeah,
these
are-
And
these are
then
just
we'll
for
appoint
review.
next month.
we'll vote on them the next meeting, so you can come
And
see
then do a
us again.
resolution.
Yeah, we have the resolution, I don't think.
Okay,
she does.
okay.
It's in their packet that we need to do this, Martha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have a resolution to the commissioners to appoint a special Board of Equalization and Review, which we have to do each year.
You're gonna have to excuse me today, I can't use my computer, we got new computers and mine's not like none of the rest of them, so I'm having to do the paperwork. But I still know how to do the paperwork.
There you go.
All right,
So I'll read the first and last paragraph of this resolution. Whereas the Avery County Board of Commissioners pursuant to the North Carolina General Statute 105-322 have determined to appoint a special Board of Equalization and Review for 2023. Be it further resolved that any appeals any taxpayer may file before the Board of Equalization Review shall have the right to appeal the decision of the Board of Equalization and Review to the Property Tax Commission of the Department of Revenue for the state of North Carolina, duly adopted this the 6th day of February 2023 by unanimous vote of the County Board of Commissioners, if that's what you all choose to do.
you must be trying to read our mind, we hadn't voted yet.
All right.
All right, all in favor of this?
We need a motion.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right, we've got the motion and the second. All in favor of this, say aye.
All right, thank you, Board.
All right. We got down to what, Cindy, 3.3C?
We're at housing rehabilitation.
3.3C, our housing and rehabilitation and inspection service agreement, our CDBG neighborhood revaluations grant.
So you have in front of you, Board, we just need permission for the chair to sign this contract for our new grant for the rehab and inspection service agreement. This will be with Mr. Hefner that did it the last time. He does a great job. And I'll remind the board, this is for the three new constructions and the 3 rehabs, and then also the $75,000 in upfit. that will be done. So we just need a motion for the chair to sign the agreement with Mr. Hefner.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right.
Thank you, board.
You know, this is a big help to a lot of people, that when their house is so cold that the frost is on the inside as well on the outside. Isn't it great that we've got this to replace our homes with? And all of them are seniors and have tried to live like that for many years. We're so blessed. All right. We'll move right along to 3.4, County Manager's Report, Philip Barrier Jr.
Afternoon. So number one is broadband and the great grant. So Friday the 27th, we did get reluctantly a template that was promised back in October, but we got it Friday the 27th. For the great grant to be signed. It's 38 pages long. I forwarded it to the county attorney for her to look at. Also, Corey Osborne with the High Country Council of Government is looking at it. Today was a webinar this morning at 10 o'clock about the template. We will be signing the three-party agreement between the provider, North Carolina DIT, and the county. Counties will be responsible for their own federal reporting and regarding to the American Rescue Plan. The bad news on this proposal today is they are still drafting the exhibits. So there is exhibits C through K that are not ready. So we are in standstill mode to sign any of this agreement until they get the final approval. And they're still working with Congress to get final approval for this great grant. I know there's people out there frustrated. I'm frustrated. I would like to get this rolling so we can get this great grant money on the ground and people with affordable, reliable internet. But do know that we are working as hard as we can with the state to get this approved.
But to want to do paperwork, or we will do
No.
it in-house?
The agreement,
No, you said that, the county would have to keep up with the federal.
that'll be between Caleb and the High Country Council of Governments to do the paperwork on the American Rescue Plan, which we will work on at our next workshop, how we're gonna handle that. So I just want the public to know that we are doing what is possible on this great grant. And we cannot move forward with any of the other grants until the great grant paperwork is signed. So I was hoping today was gonna say, go ahead and get this signed, get it
This
sent
will
in.
probably cause us to have to wait on lead times on equipment, because the company had equipment ready and they're probably using it somewhere else, I assume.
That came up today.
Yeah.
And that's come up several times.
I'm sure it did.
So, but do know that the board and my office is doing all we can to get this thing done as quick as possible so we can move forward. Next, I just wanted to do an update on the Avery Cares and the probation and parole. We do have our ask for Avery County seeking qualified environmental services assessment contractors to place an informal proposal on the assessment and recommendations of the asbestos and the mold removal from the Avery Cares building. And those are due on March 1st, 2023 at 4:30 p.m. And I will keep you posted on that. I've had several inquiries about bidding on that, an informal proposal for that environmental services. So that, just to keep you updated on that. And thirdly, the Economic Development Committee wanted to have a video to place on the Economic Development website about the new high school that Avery County citizens and the students and teachers enjoy. And this was done by the students of the Avery High Broadcasting Club, under the direction of Stephanie Watson and Erica Eller. And I would like to play that for you all right now for your consensus to allow them to go ahead and add this to the website. And hopefully, there's band, but. And
We're very excited in the Avery County School System and at Avery County High School to celebrate the completion of our new additions and our renovations here at Avery County High School. We're very grateful for the contributions of our local county commissioners and our taxpayers who have contributed almost $22 million to these upgrades to our facility to bring it well beyond the 21st century. So we are excited about the additional space that's been created, that is modern space, and the renovations that have taken place, including a new media center that is the technology hub of our school, which kids can free flow and move furniture around. The furniture is movable, so we can have transitional spaces.
So, feelings, we know where every day is. I graduated in 1980. I'm not going to tell you what year, but the things that I see at Avery County High School today is beyond my wildest imagination. The programming that they have, the challenges of the students rising to the fight for the best in their studies. Could not be prouder of our STEM program, our academic program, chorus, drama. I'm proud to be an Avery High graduate and Jeff Bowers, one of the county commissioners. And several years ago, when we began to look at the possibility of renovating Avery County High School, we realized that there had not been a major renovation since 1968 when the school was first built. At Avery High School, we're very proud of all the offerings that we're able to give for our students, all the opportunities. We have a very strong academic program. We have a lot of electives, a great partnership with Maryland Community College for dual enrollment. We have several AP courses as well.
Come see us today, take a tour for yourself, and see the pride and what we have going on in the Avery County School System, specifically at Avery County High School.
so EDC, the board was taken away with the quality of work from those students. So they just would like your consensus to be allowed to add that to the website.
Do I hear that we vote by consensus for this to be done, put on the website? Do I hear anybody that has something to say or anything? Anybody got any objection? All right, it's by consensus that we put this on.
And I'm gonna try to have those students present at the next meeting to recognize them for that great job they did.
So
That cost the taxpayers $0.
That comes under our proclamations and awards. Thank you. All right. Is that,
That's all of my report? Yes, ma'am.
well, we still
I
hear
have
a
number
lot
two.
about our internet service. And I've been kind of down a little bit for wanting to get the internet service and keep going with it and putting out money for it, but I'm still for it. And I hope I can stay on here to see it get done in our county, and our students have a chance, if we ever run against the COVID or anything again, that they've got the internet service. And what would you do without the internet service? You can't use your phone, you can't use your computers, and you know, it's kindly been said Avery County's always behind. Well, you live in the mountains and you move these rocks, you'll be behind. But we still want to try to get it to everyone that we can. And I still am for that. And if that's not what people want, so they can vote me out the next time. All right, let's move right along. 3.4, administration's contract between Avery County and reentry housing program.
So, board, I need permission to allow the chairperson to sign the contract for our new, community development block grant, for reentry housing facility with High Country Council of Governments and Michelle Ball. Just need authorization to allow the chair to sign the contract.
I think you want the contract approved.
Contract
And
approved
authorize the
and authorize the chairman to sign. What Michelle said.
All right, do I hear a motion to approve and for the chair to sign this contract?
Make a motion for the, contract to be approved and the chairman to sign.
Do I hear a second?
So,
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. 3.4B. We have a finance officer that only gets recognized about every meeting, and that's about it. But we thank Caleb for the good job he does
Thank you.
and appreciate him.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. It's an honor to get to serve this board in this great county. And I have a few items for your consideration today. Item number 1, the Department of Agricultural Extension has closed their bank account monitored by the NC State University and has requested, as previously stated in another commissioners meeting, that the county will now hold the funds and handle all deposits and disbursements. This amendment is to recognize additional revenue received since the last amendment that we did. Request the board to adopt the following budget amendment: to debit ag program supplies $3,687.73 and to credit ag extension revenue in the amount of $3,687.73.
Do I hear a motion to adopt this budget amendment?
move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right, thank you, board. Item number 2, the Department of Emergency Management has received money from FEMA for various expenses related to pandemic response. Requests the board adopt the following budget amendment: to debit FEMA $35,440.26 and to credit emergency management revenue $35,440.26.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Item number 3, the Registered Deeds Department has received an additional automation grant from the state for the preservation of historic records. Request the board adopt the following budget amendment: to debit Registered Deeds grant line item $2,166 and to credit Registered Deeds grant revenue $2,166.
Move to adopt.
Do I hear a second?
Did that money come earmarked to Caleb?
It did. This is the second installment of the grant. The first grant, they gave out to counties, and there was some more grant money left over that they equally distributed back to the counties that got the first grant. And it has to go specifically for the preservation of historic records. And Renee already had some things lined up for the first grant, and she's going to be able to, if approved, tack this on and cover all of it with this grant money.
Second.
Who made the first one?
Me.
All right, I didn't hear that. All right, all in favor, say aye.
All right, item number 4, the Department of Public Buildings and Grounds has incurred additional expenses due to various repairs and maintenance. Largely has been comprised of necessary HVAC repairs and diagnostics. Request the board to adopt the following budget amendment: to debit repairs and maintenance $45,564 and the credit available for appropriations $45,564.
Philip, you wanna talk a little bit on that, to let people know what's been
We-
going on?
We, thanks to you, board, we are finally, had some engineers come in, and from 3 different aspects to try to help us with the problems with the HVAC at the annex, which has gotten worse over the last year and a half. And so, it's just gonna be necessary to move some more money into repairs and maintenance in order to, get those engineers in here to see if we can nail down the problem and then to fix the problems. So,
We wanna stay
We wanna-
warm, don't we?
we wanna stay warm, and we want to,
air conditioning.
try, instead of just fixing it, we wanna find out why is it messing up? So these engineers are gonna be able to come in and help us figure out, what is going on with our HVAC system at the annex, which is mainly the sheriff and jail's office.
We've had a terrible time with boards.
The last year, we have had several boards burn out. And so, we've had one study done, and now we've got to analyze that study and let those engineers come in and try to find the root cause.
All right, do I hear a motion to adopt this budget amendment?
Move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, the last item, oh, no, I've got one more after this one. The Department of Central Dispatch is requesting funding to purchase a generator to power communications tower in the event of a power outage. These items were already planned during the budget process to be bought using fund balance. Request the board to approve the following budget amendment to debit capital outlay, $36,657.27, and to credit fund balance appropriated $36,657.27.
This is for Fall Creek, right?
Yes.
All right, do I hear a motion to adopt this budget amendment?
Move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right, now, the last budget amendment I have for you, item number 6, E911 NCDIT has notified the Department of Central Dispatch that the E911 fund will only cover maintenance for 3 primary CAD positions and not the 5 included in the maintenance agreement with Southern Software. Also, there was some centerline editing work that was done by High Country Council of Governments, which included some work that E911 deemed as ineligible. And there was also a conference that a previous director had sent his staff to in October 2021 in South Carolina that was determined as being ineligible because the conference was just across the line in South Carolina. And because it wasn't held in North Carolina, it was not eligible expense. These ineligible expenses totaling $7,603.85 were for fiscal year 21-22 and will have to be paid back to the E911 fund. Request the board to adopt the following budget amendment to debit transfer to E911 fund in the amount of $7,603.85 and to credit available for appropriation $7,603.85.
Not much of a choice, do
We don't have a choice on this. We call them, they say, yeah, you can use that for that. We use it, and then this is what we get, pay it back. You can't use it for that. So your money don't go where you think it goes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right. We've got the motion on the floor to adopt in a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right, that's all I have today unless you have any questions for me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, sir.
I can remember when they told us in 2000 something that we could buy a clock when everything was supposed to change and year change to 2000. We got that clock, had to pay every bit of it back. They wouldn't let us use it. So that's the way it goes sometimes. All right,
Well, just let the board know, hopefully this will be the last year that this happens, because we get approval, and we send the email, if they say anything, we present it to them if they approved it. We've had it happen a couple of times, and when they approved it, so hopefully that will not happen any longer.
I wanna thank Mike and Paul for all their hard work that they have done to make our communications and stuff better. It was, I hate to say, but it was a mess. And they have really put in a lot of time and has got us on the ball. And I thank you for that, Mike, and you make sure and tell Paul that we thank him for the job that Sharon's has done. And anybody ever wants to go up and look at our communications room, we're really proud of it. It looks like a communication, don't it, Mike?
It does.
So we do want to thank them for that. All right, we'll move right along to 3.4C, our county attorney's report.
I do not have anything for the board today. If the board has
Okay.
any questions on anything.
You know, that could be good and that could be bad.
We think he is good.
It's not that she's not talked to us every day at the past month.
And boy, she has done the work for us in the past month. I'm so thankful for our attorney.
Thank you.
All right, 3.7, approval of the minutes of the board. And somebody that's got the computer, you'll have to tell me, was it for November?
On that, wasn't it?
November the 22nd, 2022, we had a special meeting, and January the 3rd, 2023, we had a special meeting, and then we had closed session
That same day.
on January the 3rd, 2023. Do I hear that we have a motion to adopt these minutes?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Or approve them. Okay.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Now, we are gonna have another workshop, if everybody can work it out, February the,
15th, after I talked to Robert and Woody checks his calendar.
okay. Can you do that, Robert?
Yeah.
All right,
There's one,
I can do it.
1 o'clock.
I was good.
Same thing, we'll try to do like we did last time. We did really well. That 1 o'clock to 4.
He just don't wanna feed us, that's it.
It's cheaper.
That's right.
After lunch and before supper.
And we've had our,
I gotta spit it on that
3.8.
sack.
our agenda consent items, we've had all those before us to read, and if everybody is in approval of that, we will adopt the general consent items by consent. Look how much we save on paper. Just to get a iPad or something to put our meetings on. It's amazing the paper you use, isn't it, Dr. Boyd? I know you probably use a lot of it mailing, but. All right, 3.9, our informational materials.
Is that date there for the school board meeting still on? 21st?
Yes.
So we do have a meeting with the school board. Is it the 21st?
21st,
At 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock, so,
at the Board of Education.
Board of Education, so everybody remember that.
Have done it.
Yes.
21st.
And board, I will remind you on the opioid settlement, that's another round of funding, and there will be more paperwork that Caleb will be bringing to us on accepting the extra $11,243.56. So that's early numbers. And there's a great report on Mayland Community College Foundation, Dr. Boyd, and all the great points that's looking forward to in fall of 2023 and 24.
We've had a good write-up. It was in the magazine, the CN. Dr. Boyd, wasn't it? Yeah. It was real good. I tell you, we've got a good college for our students if they want to use it, that they can use. We've also got Lee's McRae College, and I'm so thankful that we do have that. There's a lot of children that couldn't go to school and do their education further and have a good job, and I'm really proud that we have our colleges. We thank Jeannie for work she does, Dr. Boyd, and everyone that I enjoy being on the Mayland board because I see now what we get done for the students. All right, our upcoming meetings, we have a joint meeting with the Board of Ed at 5 o'clock at the central office, and then we're gonna do a workshop if we can on February the 15th at 1 o'clock. And I'm sure everybody that's on this board's got board meetings somewhere. I get lost in mine, and some days, I'll be honest with you, I go somewhere at the wrong time. Oh, it ain't till tomorrow, you're early, but I do enjoy it. All right, is any commissioner got anything that they'd like to say before we close our meeting? We want to thank Cindy, our secretary, for what she does.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps 5 people straight. Maybe 6.
I'd say 6,
Yeah.
7,
Now, I'll be honest
8,
with you.
9.
Some of these people's really good with these computers and them phones. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not. I hate mine. But Cindy knows she has to get on to me sometimes because I don't turn mine on. And then I forget to turn it off when I go to a meeting, and then it'll ring. But I'm just not much on these phones. But I'll carry one and do the best I can with it.
Miss Martha, when they hung on the wall, you heard them ring and you knew where it's
Yeah.
at, didn't you?
Yeah.
There you go. But I agree with you.
Philip, on the 15th, I've got a transportation meeting at 2 o'clock in Boone.
Okay.
You've got one at 10.
So we might have to.
Can we do the 22nd? Well, we'll discuss it. I'll discuss it. I'll get consensus. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
RTCC. Okay.
Now see, they got their phones and they know where they're going. I got my phone, it's cut off. And mine's on the calendar at home. I'll say you have to wait till I get home to see if I can be free or not, but I've got to do better. Cindy's gonna teach me. All right, everybody's smiling and looking like they've enjoyed our meeting, and we enjoyed bringing it to you, and we hope to see you at the next.
I move to adjourn.
All right,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. All right.
Check the calendar.
I would.
22nd. You do the 22nd?
Now, we have a meeting that night. On the 21st. How are you?
21st at the school board.
Yeah, and that's Ash Wednesday too.
Robert, that's an awful nice little.
You know,